Dear investors, welcome to our business presentation about Swisscup. In the following presentation, we want to convince you about our business idea and why you should invest in our project. Today are two persons speaking to you. On one hand, it's Benjamin Hochwole, which is responsible for the finance, and me, Alain Morin. I'm the project leader of Swisscup.
We would like to start our presentation with a little talk about our association. Then we will come to our main idea, talk about our structure and the COVID adjustments we had to make because of the situation we have at the moment. Then we will talk about our finances, and at the end we will make a short recap of the whole business idea.
We founded the Swisscup Foundation at the beginning of 2021, and since then we gained a lot of partners, as you can see. For example, SAE Switzerland or the Geneva Motor Show. Our goal is to build a huge association with many members so that we can constantly grow and finally stand on our own legs. And since the Swiss Confederation is also one of our supporters, this means that this decreases your risk if you invest in our project.
We are driven by the idea to organize a competition for young professionals to take up studies. Because Switzerland has a high asset in the education system, which we want to maintain at a high level. So we came up with this idea.
The idea of Swisscup started with a blank sheet of paper, where we did a brainstorming and wrote our ideas in form of a mind map on it. Afterwards, to evaluate which concept is the best, we put all of our ideas in an Excel and did a ranking based on many different experiential values our Formula student team gained throughout the years.
So what is Swisscup? We as an association we want to sell our Kitcars to professional schools. Switzerland consists of 26 cantons, which each canton will have a team consisting of the best students in their category. During 1 year they will build this car from our parts and also add with some additional parts which they are doing by themselves. At the end there will be a race and also a career fair. At this event we want to show the young professional the potential future.
As we already mentioned, our idea is to build a kit car, and we want to sell this kit car to the 26 teams. And this kit car is based on our actual Formula student car. And if you look into the additional slides we gave you, you can see that we have different types of materials. So for example, on page 1 there's standing material. This material will be reused for multiple seasons, and for example, the battery the teams will just receive at the event day for safety reasons. But for whom is the competition? We as Swisscup, we decided to choose 6 different professions and choose also what the trainees have to do from each profession. For example, the design engineers, they have to create the molds for the body parts. And then the polymechanics, they have to do the milling of the molds and also the front uprights. And then the metal workers, as you can see on our additional PDF on page 2, they have to weld the chassis. And then the automotive mechanics, they have to do the assembly of the whole car, except for the cabling, which will be done by the electricians. And then we have one more division, which is the electronics technicians team, and they have to do the programming of the dashboard.
So how is the procedure? Our event will be based on the former student rules. It will be 4 days of racing from Thursday to Sunday. There will be a jury consisting of professionals from the industry and professors from the universities. There will be also a ranking announcement. The idea is that the students can use their placement for their future and their CV. There will be also a presentation about the students and trainees showing their car. There will be a symposium with different speeches and also a career fair with several partners.
To be prepared in case of a COVID-19 lockdown, we did a concept with the Swiss Federal Office for Health. There we came to the conclusion that it would have no influence on the building of our Kitcar, because our team which is building them is very small and a lot of parts are done by our sponsors and they have their own concepts for coronavirus. It also would have no influence on the building of the cars because the teams of trainees which are building them are very small and they just have to follow the official rules of our government. But the biggest influence a 6-month lockdown would have is on our huge race event at the end of the school year. Therefore, we calculated the first year of the event with no career fair and only 10 visitors per team. Also, we have only the capacity for 20 people from our largest sponsors. The few visitors are separated into different sectors so that we can provide a good contact tracing to stop the virus from spreading. Before the event, all guests and participants have to register themselves in, so that all people which want to watch the races can do. We are streaming the event also live on YouTube. For the whole additional organization and material needed in case of a COVID-19 lockdown, we have 25,000 additional euros added in our budget. We're coming now to our finances. Here you can see our expenses for the first year, which will be the highest. We divided them through 6 main parts. The first one are the salaries. There we calculated with 4 employees with a 5k salary, and we also have 13 engineering students which will lead the workshops for the trainees. Then we have standing material. This material will be reused for multiple seasons, and you can find the material on our additional PDF. Then we also have materials which can be used only once, and we also have costs for marketing, the rental interests. This is the airfield in Dübendorf for our final race, and then we also calculated with a little safety margin. On the side of our income, we would normally have our highest revenue from the rental interests, because different companies and schools, they can rent space at our career fair. But as I already said, for the first year, because of the COVID situation, we will have no career fair. So yeah, there will be only few companies, and so the revenue is very low. Then our second highest point on the income side is the selling of our Kitcar to the different teams. And then we have also ticket incomes, but also here we have for the first year no income, but then afterwards, yeah, we calculated with 12,000 visitors for the second year and 14,000 visitors for the third year at a ticket price of 15 euros per ticket. And then we also have sponsoring and of course the investor money.
Now I propose you to look on page 5 of our additional PDF. So, long story short, you invest 200,000 euros today, and after 3 years you will gain 25,000 euros. And we will pay back in 2 repayments. And the fact that also the Swiss Confederation is one of our biggest supporters means that your risk is really, really minimized.
So now coming to our recap. So what is all about? We are doing an event for good cause. So you promote with your investment education, and your profit, well, as you have seen, it's safe. I hope this presentation was diverting, and we are looking forward to welcome you on our journey to improve the educational level in Switzerland. Thank you for your attention, and if you have further questions, we are on your disposal.